Hi, beautifuls. ImJustJackie is here, and I'm here to talk to my beautifuls today about, I guess, some basic tips about business and taxes. At the same time, one of my beautifuls on Instagram had asked me to do a video um on some tax tips, but when I started the video, I was like, okay, this video is long, and I was like, I need more specific questions than just saying, can you give tax tips? So this is the question that Creative Synergy asked me. It says, hey Jackie, you are the best. Thank you. I am really thinking about starting my own business this year, and I'm looking for the basics such as pros and cons of setting up your company as incorporation, LLC, S corp, etc. What you need to have in place to file your taxes as a small business owner, the little things that catch up to you in the end. Basic but very necessary information. Okay. All right. Hey, Creative Synergy. Thank you for breaking down this question a little bit further for me. All right. First of all, the first part of your question, what are the pros and cons of, setting up your company, whatever entity you decide to set your company up as? Most people, well, it depends on your business, what type of business you're getting into. But let's say, we're going to start with the basics. Let's just say it's something like, whether you have, like me, a small accounting tax firm. You can be a hairdresser, you can be a barber, you can be some type of small contractor, whether it be for painting, plumbing, electrical, whatever. Just things like that. Or you could be a jewelry designer. You can design jewelry and have an online store that you sell your items on. So we're gonna go stay in that realm of businesses, okay? Um, Now, with all that being said, most people start out as a sole proprietor. Sole proprietor is a person who just decides to start a business, who's in business for themselves, by themselves. Okay, and they don't have an EIN number. They should have a business license to conduct business in whatever state, um, city that they reside in. Okay, so now, with all that being said, I started out as a sole proprietor years ago, but I quickly learned before the end of my first year, when I first started my business years ago, that I said, hey, I want to be a LLC, and for the reason being, and if you don't know what LLC is, it's a limited liability company. Okay, so I decided to be a LLC, not a huge corporation, not an S corp, not a C corp. I just felt like for the realm for me, the LLC was best for me. Okay, now the reason why I decided to go this route, this is the most important of everything to me. Why I decided to go this route, I wanted to separate my personal from my business. Okay, I wanted to separate my personal name, property, assets, liabilities, all that stuff from my business. Example, if I did some work for somebody or whatever, they didn't like it or whatever the case may be, somebody got hurt, or whatever, they can sue me. And if I was a sole proprietor, when they sue me, they can sue me for my personal assets. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want any of my personal assets tied up legally with my business. So this is why I highly recommend people definitely decide however they decide, whether you are LLC, incorporation, S corp, whatever, to definitely separate your personal from your business. Okay, because it can get messy on the back end. Like I said, you don't want to be responsible. You don't want to be responsible for any legal actions concerning your business because you didn't take the time out to separate your personal name, assets, and everything from the business. All right, and it's really quick and simple to do. If you choose to be a LLC, it's very simple. It's not hard. The money that you invest in it is very minimal. With everything that you need to do to set up an LLC, I want to say the least that you pay, well, what I paid out of my pocket was like probably about $180, because the $100 was for the SCC, which is the State Corporation Commission filing, so I could own my name of my company, which is Jackie O Management Company LLC. Okay, but when it came to the business license, instead of me having 4 different company names, I said I wanted to do it to where I have my Jackie O Management LLC, but I have subsidiaries of that company. So my accounting business is a subsidiary of Jackie O Management LLC. My online store is a subsidiary, Shop IJJ. I'm Just Jackie. My blog, all this stuff is a subsidiary of Jackie O Management LLC. Then I have the contracting, actual management side of the company. Boom. There you go. All rolled up in one, under one company. So that way I ain't got to file 4 separate businesses, you know. It just works out better for me like that. Alright? Now, if you decide that you want to be incorporated, whether it's an S Corp, C Corp, or whatever, that's a whole nother realm. Alright? I highly recommend that you hire a lawyer for that. So that's one of the main differences in when you start going from sole proprietor LLC, then you come over here and say I want to be an S Corp or incorporated or C Corp. It's about how it's set up, what goes into the setup, okay? And for me, even if I wanted to be incorporated, I would research it to see exactly what portion of it can I do myself, but I highly recommend lawyer. Get you a lawyer that handles all that stuff to set up your incorporation, because it's more in depth, there's more to it, okay? So, big differences between these S Corps, LLC, and everything in between. I can still file my LLC on my personal taxes, okay? So when I file my personal income taxes for the year, I just file my business on a Schedule C, all right? Real simple, real easy. Now, you are S Corp, you incorporated, you a C Corp, etc., etc., etc. You have to file a separate business tax filing, okay? Once you file that separate business tax filing, they'll give you a Schedule K. You take your Schedule K, you give it to your tax prep person, and then they'll file it on your personal income taxes, okay? So, again, there's more money involved because you're going to be paying for 2 tax filings, one business, one personal. When you have an LLC, single member LLC, you can still file that under your personal taxes on the Schedule C. So remember that. So those are just some of the pros and cons when it comes to setting up your business and the entities, etc., etc. Now, if you want to know more, if you got more questions, hey, feel free to ask them in the comments below. I'm just trying to hit the basics, just touch on it, because I don't want the video to drag out, too long. Now, the next part, it says, what do you need to have in place to file your taxes? Okay, now, you have a business, you need to keep records of your income, you need to keep records of your expenses, all right? If you have any liabilities or assets tied with your business, you need to have all that in order. The easiest way to keep track of everything, get you a software. Get you an accounting software, okay? I'm saying this because this is what I use. This is what I love. I use it every day at my regular job. I use it at home to keep track of my business and all that stuff. I use it for other people's businesses. I set other people's businesses up so I can keep track of their stuff for them. So, boom. QuickBooks. That's what I love. It's so easy. It's so simple. You just set your company up. Get everything set up properly. Chart of accounts and everything. Rocking and rolling. If you're not comfortable doing it yourself, then hire somebody who can set your books up for you and you rock and roll from there. Now, all you got to do is start keeping track of your income. When you sell something, when you get your check from somebody, when you bill somebody and you apply the payment to the invoice, it's so easy because you can do everything right there in that accounting software, okay? So, but with that being said, you can do your invoicing, you can do estimates, you can apply payments, and all that good stuff in this accounting software. So let's say you've been keeping up with your income and expenses throughout the whole year in this accounting software. All you gotta do is click this button, and it says you want your company financial report. It's going to print out your profit and loss sheet, which shows your income and all your expenses category-wise. Okay, like whether it's for automobile. Automobile can be broken down into car insurance, repairs, maintenance, tolls, whatever. You can have you pay health insurance. You got your materials. You got office supplies. It's so many. You got advertising. You got rental equipment. Depending on what your business is, who knows what type of expenses you have. And I know Creative Energy asked me what type of expenses should she be keeping track of. Right now, I'm going to say, since you're starting out, keep track of everything till you get more familiar, with what you're using, what is business and what is not a business expense, okay? So if you're out and you buy something and you say this is specifically for your business, you keep the receipt. You write it, whatever it was for. It could be office supplies, whatever. And you keep them in order. Keep them nice and organized somewhere. Don't just throw it in a bag and at the end of the year you got to sit there and tally up everything. This is why I'm telling you to get an accounting software or get you a nice 12-month ledger book, okay? And in that way, you pick a day out the week, or you say once a month, I'm going to sit down with my ledger, put all my expenses, write down all my expenses down, total it for the month in each category. You're going to enter all your income that you brought in, and so that way, for June, this is what went off in June. If you somebody who has an online store and you buy, you keep track of inventory, you keep track of your inventory in that book too, and also in the software. So at the end of the year, when you need to know what your cost of goods sold is, what your inventory amount is at the end of the year to file with your business tax, you already got all that information. So with all that being said, just keep anything business related, start keeping track of it. And if you don't want to keep a bunch of receipts laying around, there's a scanner thing that you can buy. And you just scan your receipts in and it uploads it and saves it in a file. And in that way, you can go ahead and toss the paper in the trash. Then that way you can just pull all that stuff up from the system when you're done. And you ain't got to worry about your receipts fading and you can't see what it is and the amounts, and so much simpler. Okay? So, yeah. Keep track of everything related to your business. All right? If you're not 100% sure, keep it. Give it to your tax professionals. They'll let you know if it's something that is a tax deduction for your business, okay? Now, let's see. I want to say that's pretty much wraps up for questions. I talked about the LLCs and different company entities and what you need to have in place to file your taxes. Yeah, that's really it. Those are the things. Those are like the basics I can really give to you guys right now to help you out. The most important tip of them all, honey, that I can give you, keep good records. Keep good records. Like I said, I know a lot of y'all ain't gonna commit to sitting down once a week and writing your receipts and all that stuff. But at least once a month, by the time the end of the month comes, end of the year comes, 12 months come, you can honestly say you got all your stuff done monthly. So and you could just give hold on, give me a second. Okay, and you can literally give your tax professional this if you're using a journal. Okay, you can keep track of all your income and expenses monthly in your 12-month bookkeeping journal. Okay. And then the cool part about it is, for y'all who have these businesses, and don't file your taxes, you're not hurting the IRS. You're really hurting yourself, okay? hypothetically speaking, let's just say that your business is the only income that you have. Okay, that's what sustains your family and takes care of your family. All right. So let's say one day you want to buy a car. Let's say you want to buy a house. Let's say you want a loan for something. If you don't file your taxes, you don't have nothing in black and white that says you have a business. Okay, you don't have nothing that shows what you made. Your expenses are nothing for the year. Okay, so how do you expect to buy a home? How do you expect to buy a car? How do you expect to get a loan or whatever? Okay, so you're only hurting yourself by not filing your taxes, especially if that's the only income you have is your business. I highly recommend that you file taxes and report your business. Okay, I highly recommend. Again, what if you want something that requires that shows your income? Back to keeping your records monthly. Say you want to say you want to apply for something or whatever. Can you give me not current month, last month's income revenue from your business? If you have this book, you got it. You got it. You got it. All you gotta do is, if you want to do it in a more professional way, you go to a tax, but it ain't gotta be a tax professional. It could be a bookkeeper, a regular accountant like myself, accountant, and you say, hey, I have all my income and expenses here in this book, but I need somebody to prepare my profit and loss in a balance sheet for me so I could present it to this entity to apply for a loan. But if you're not keeping record or anything, you're done. You're dead in the water. Now, if you have a 9-to-5 and everything, you still have a business on the side, I still highly recommend you claim your business, because for me personally, one day I don't want to have a 9-to-5. I have all these businesses, so I won't have to have a 9-to-5. I have a 9-to-5 to help sustain and maintain my businesses, but eventually I would like my businesses to be to a point where they maintain and sustain themselves, and I don't have to have a 9-to-5. Okay, file your business taxes, people. Whether you're incorporated or whatever, file your business tax and then get your K1 and file it on your income tax. Whether you're just a straight LLC or a sole proprietor, file your taxes on your income tax so you can have some record of it for future reference. Okay. It makes all the difference. What if you want to expand the business? What if somebody comes to you and says, hey, I want to invest in your business. Let me see your numbers for the past 3 years. Hello? Start keeping record, people. Start keeping track and keeping record. That's the best advice I can give you for a business. Maintain your record, okay? Maintain your business record, all right? And hopefully this helps somebody out there. And thanks again, Creative Synergy, for asking the question. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Again, this is just basics, y'all. Like I said, I don't want to go 30 minutes into this video. So if you feel like, oh, I would do this, that, and third, that's fine. Do this, that, and the third. But this was just to touch on what my beautiful ass and me created, Synergy. And I hope it helps. So until the next video, beautifuls, deuces.